Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to PCM23 Lions. This is episode 64. Two more objectives happening simultaneously. Still two pro races. Top 5 objectives overall GC for both of the races. And things are getting tougher in many senses of the word. One, the profile. We're doing a lot of climbing today. Two, the desirability of our sponsor is that much greater. 2.5 stars for one, 3 stars for the other. The biggest objective we had so far is about to wrap up Tour of Oman, and we've successfully done that one. We've got a second place overall there. But that's with our best rider, Mason Samuels. Here, there's a bit of a drop-off in terms of quality. That all adds up to the difficulty, but oh wait, there's more. The additional difficulty, at this race anyway, Andalucia, is the fact that we've got Vingegaard and a number of other top tier riders. So this is a no slouch type race. Now the entire peloton is still together, bar 2 riders drop right before the top. We're feeling it. Haptem, Mohira, Banuna, Rutayasir, even our top guys are feeling it after the big climb of the day. But our entire team has navigated it, and we are getting a number of riders that are starting to experience some recovery. But we are also getting a number of riders that are on the verge of collapse and need to use their individual gels at this point in time because there was no recovery. It's false flat and then right into the next climb. The real peak still ahead of us. We will get a little recovery after this part, but this is going to see the peloton shrink. But by how much? I've gelled up to try to help cover off for these guys, give them a little more ability. We've reached the KOM, but there's still a little more false flat uphill. Still. And we will begin to descend and begin to recover. So we have survived the first big challenge of the day. Now there's just a couple climbs to go and one little false flat and a sprint. So this is starting to look a lot easier than what was expected today. There's only been a few riders dropped from the peloton total. And we are nicely placed near the front. But how difficult will the next 2 climbs be? Well, to prepare for that, let's up our effort level so we hang on to our position near the front, because there could be late attacks. 55k to go. We do still need to get water one more time. Rotayasir has recovered enough, has a good flat rating enough. He's a good guy to go get it. Let's go ahead and send him. Amazing race day condition. It's been a long time since we've had this nice of a draw. The entire 7-man field, all of them have +2s on their expected, as they all are carrying an objective for this race, but none are carrying a fitness peak yet. It's still middle of February. We're not quite there. We're already approaching near the top of the next one. Rotayasir, who took care of the water, is feeling it, is dropping, and finally the peloton is splitting seemingly in half here if it doesn't yo-yo. It's actually decreasing further now. 59 riders as we approach the final descent, last little hill. And we are well placed now. Only missing 1 rider, and he's in the first chase group. But it's back together. It's 82 now instead of 50-something. 24k to go. Front 3 remaining away with a minute 20 advantage. They'll be caught pretty easily. Back up to 100. That's full team for me. There's that last climb, very short, not terribly steep, and we're already through it. 16k now. Field splits a little bit, down to 85. 12k. We want to sprint train this. Can we? What's the point? I don't have any sprinters here. But it's a mountain stage, which means there shouldn't be too many sprinters left. So we might as well have a go. Wow, I really have no sprinter here, but we'll try. Oh, we're blocking our own man. There we go. Oh, Haptem falls. Aptum falls onto Mohira. He is okay to continue. Final gels. Mohira gets us out there. There's one rider off the front. Gil has attacked. Benia Messias is up. Let's try to make sure that Mohira doesn't drop time. We just don't have any proper sprinters, but it's about the others and what they can do and the little uphill. And no top three. Not far from it. But Nuna come flying late. He was the proposed sprinter. Delay made it through, so a sprinter did. And Stewart. No wonder those two are so much faster. But Petrovic, Pitcock, Benuna got 5th. Ashimwe, Benia Messias. There's some points for finishing that high on the stage. And 65 in the peloton means there's more than half the field that lost time today, but a lot more work to do if we're going to get a top 5 on this race. Switching over to stage 2 for Algarve. Stage 1 was a sprint. Stage 2, mountaintop finish. Not the easiest climb, not the hardest climb. It's more medium mountain kind of territory, but the roster for this one has 4 of the sprint team guys. We've got 3 races happening simultaneously. We have 4 riders out injured on the overall squad. And here I have 2 replacement riders that are both sprinters because that's all that's left. I was already having to bring in 2 sprinters just to have enough to have a team. So we are definitely shorthanded. We are not at our best. And there is no climbers left here. Johannes Stalik is a puncher. Janssen is a, what is his actual profile? Medium mountain kind of guy. And this one's almost medium mountain kind of range, but he's definitely not a strong mountain guy. But he's also not a time trialist, and stage 3 is a time trial. Johannes Dalek is the time trial guy, so we're going to have to try to ride for him, as he's going to put in a far, far better time trial time. Carolus is a bit of a medium mountain guy himself and a little bit of a time trialist, so between the 3 of them, we can almost maybe just about make it work, but there's nothing else. Now, the 3 riders of the breakaway have just been reeled in as we begin the climb. Our job today is to be as well placed as we can. We're not going to win this thing. There's no doubt about it. This is not our kind of territory. 13.7k. Sprinters, Gel. Daniels looking a little bit better. We'll gel a little bit later. Inside 13k now. One of the steepest portions is just about behind us. It's not that bad. It's just how long that it is. 11.5. 112 left. Don't want to be losing time here. We don't want to lose too much in position. And as these guys are definitely better medium mountain than they are mountain ratings, let's go ahead and push that 90 and get to that medium mountain rating. Helping us hold our position a lot better. You can see our pace is so much better. But ultimately, that is going to drain us a little faster. Okay, first man to fade. Matt de Villiers. Kareem is going to replace him. It's definitely Johannes Dalek that we need to protect. So Kareem on the task. So de Villiers. Otto. Bosco. Dropped not much later. It's Janssen who's been left alone. It's Janssen who's probably better. No, he's got to be the domestique today. Like, we've got to protect those time trialists. So that's Johannes Dalek, and that's Carolus. Kareem's already fading, so Carolus, get up on the wheel. Oh, damn you. This episode's same as last. I'm recording it back to back. The some sort of computer update or graphics update, one of the two, because I had 2 of them, has really messed with a few things at the computer, and the mouse in particular is just, it's having a rough day. 4K, we're down to 4K here. Carlos Gel, we've so far managed to protect Bowman at the front. There's Valter, he's fading. There's McNulty. There's quality here, absolute quality. Janssen, getting his fade. So Careless is going to take over protection. Johannes Dalek hanging in there, 2.6k. Not looking very strong, and the group's really thinning out here near the end. And Careless is going to begin his fade. Johannes Dalek is going to be on his own. He is a puncher, so we can kind of start pushing into that punch territory, but it's just going to drain that last little bit. 1k. 1k. He's not losing much today. Not losing much. But there is a little attack. A few guys. Gregoire, Arts, Bowman. And we're just behind 11th on the stage. Still very much in contention, at least for a top 10, which would be a partial failure, but it wouldn't look terrible on the sponsor confidence. But the sponsor confidence looks terrible right now because we're only 1 of 4 on objectives so far this season. And this, the harder of the other two. But it's the smaller of the other two, which is why I put a little bit better team together for the other race that's going to have a similar type profile to what we're doing here. And we just saw stage 1 of, with no time losses on that one, so far so good there. Time gaps definitely given. Johannes Dalek was 51 seconds down in 11th place, but not a big gap to cover here to get ahead of some of these guys, and only McNulty and Latour are decent time trialists in that group. And then, looking further up, there's other guys that could be overtaken as well. Depends on the time trial and whether we can get Arts and Gregoire. I could see us getting to 5th or 6th or 7th with Johannes Dalek. Easily a top 10. Can he do better? Can he get to that top 5 territory? Maybe, just maybe. But there's another climbing stage coming, and we're obviously going to need to protect him there. He could lose time once again. Stage 2 in Andalucia is gone relatively by the book. It's been pretty dang easy. Peloton is shrinking, but it's still 118 riders. The pace just hasn't been severe. The last rider from the breakaway is just 20 seconds ahead. We finish on a climb, short but steep. So it's going to be a puncher's type day, and this team is so much stronger in terms of climbing than the team at Algarve that this should be relatively easy. One thing, though, is I'm going to go through this false flat section with some high tempo here and just try to hold position, and then we will get set up. Haptom is going to be the first guy to go, so we're going to gel up for him. We're then going to gel up for Mohira. And once we get to this flat section, I want to get set. It's already just 8k to the finish. And we're going to try to bring our guys forward and set them up for the finishing climb. Okay, going over the top. Guys are already starting to recover position. Field just split, 23 riders. Oh, I like it. I like it. This is good already. So Haptom, Mohira. Alright, Roteasir would not be our leader, but I'm going to put him last and hope that he can hang on. The reason why I don't want to use him up and why I want to protect him and have kept him fresh, even though he's certainly no climber, is his time trial rating, and time trial will be a factor in this race. If we can keep him from losing time or just a small amount, he could find himself in a very strong position. Shimway is another one. Benia Messias, not so much, but Motoni is, so Benia Messias will be our next guy, but this is just continuing to be weird. Who's the weaker one? It's a Shimway. And Motoni. So we are going by time trial order here, really. And hoping, just have to keep an eye out. Haptom getting forward. 4.7k. Haptom gets forward, so that's good. Let Mohira take over shortly. Benuna gel. Okay, Mohira. Side 4k. His 99 now. Oh, we split it down to 19 for just a moment. Tasirs are starting to struggle. 2.3k. Tayasir is hanging on, though. He's just low. Wait, gel for these last couple guys. Yeah, Tayasir's still right there. That's good. Very good. Others are starting to make their move. 1.9k out. Messiah's just not much of a puncher for him. Sprinting out of the saddle, 1k. Shimway will go when he can and or have to. 700 meters, 600 meters, 500 meters. Got three guys kind of blocking the road, but we are now blocking the road, and we're going to get out front, but we're not going to hang on to the win. Can we get a podium, though, or are they going to squeeze a 1, 2, 3? Kuckelman, Gegenhardt, Narvaez 1, 2, 3, and then a Shimway, Pitcock, Mataway. Small group, big time gap, 23 seconds. That's got to be given. Got to be. That's a many bike length gap. Tony, Benuna, Roteasir all lost some time though, but well placed, small group. That does improve the odds. And while they might not have Roteasir levels of time trialing ability, they are not bad time trialists. So I think that's gone pretty damn well. Other than Narvaez stealing third from us. If we had been able to get that 4 seconds would have been nice, but it's really going to come down to the time trial anyway, so nothing too bad there. But damn, 1, 2, 3 for them. First cap given, 22 seconds to 12th down. Batoni and Benuna on the same time for their. Roteasir gets the next group at 113 down, then 135, so Roteasir definitely misses out, but we've got 3 guys in strong contention. Make that 4 guys. 4 guys. So, okay. Top 4. Some sort of time bonus from before. Shimway, Benny and Messias in the next group of 5th to 11th. And then 32 seconds to Benona and Matoni. And then a minute 23 to the Roteasir group, who might be too far out of it unless the time trial is significant. So far, so good. I think we're in pretty good shape here. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. And again, neither of these races have our best guy in Samuels. Part of that's by design, okay? We have 2 races here that each have a time trial. He's got a 62 time trial. That's why I put him on Oman. And Oman was a success as a result. Next up is UAE, which also has a time trial, but it's a team time trial, so we can safely, carefully suck him forward with better time trialists around him so he doesn't lose much time, and just make sure he's among the 5 doing none of the work that day and making sure he does not get dropped. While we have 2 races here that rely on time trials, and so we've brought other guys with that focus, knowing that he was going to lose too much time, and so far so good here, and not too bad over at Algarve. Algarve stage 3 with 1 climbing stage remaining, and this is the time trial. It's 18k. We're pushing for the final line for De Villiers, 17th, despite being a terrible time trialist. So there is a big spread at the moment, and not that many riders have crossed the line, but we've already found a balance that works in 87. For a stretch, you can get an 87 anyway. 86 for most of the race will just about get you there, though Daniel's looking a little bit weaker, a little bit worse for wear than the other guys have been, but he's only a 58 time trialist. You do get a little bit of prologue rating in this one. That's giving him just a tiny boost to that, maybe a 59, but he's a lot weaker. He's already 3 minutes down at the second time check at 4k from the finish, looking awfully weak. Kareem's looking certainly a lot better on his run. Our 3 guys, though, to watch, of course, are going to be Janssen, Carolus, Johannes Dalek. Kareem was not the next guy in line. There was 2 in between them, and Kareem has passed 2 riders now. Dang, good job, bud. Okay, last little push. There's a little downhill here, so it's easier to give more, and that's 4th, 52 seconds for him. Daniels did run out before the finish line, but barely lost anything there. And yeah, 2 riders in the top 10 for now. We've been through a lot more riders now, and so the positions have dropped both outside of the top 10. Kareem is 11th, Bosco is 17th, but that's still a heck of a ride for 2 guys that were barely scratching 70 in terms of their time trial rating. That should not be placed anywhere near that high for this field. If we can manage that, if we can get, more importantly, if we can get a good draw for Johannes Dalek, we could be looking at a pretty solid time. Carolus has potential to put in a pretty solid time here. Even Janssen, who's a 62 time trial, he's only 46 seconds down at the first check. Up a couple spots, minute 24 down. Carolus is going to start here pretty soon. And we need to get him taken care of. Oh, a -3 for him. Well, he's not going to have the big day. Janssen, 85. He'll get a little recovery because of the descent there. Tax the line. Minute 53 down, 28th place. Not too bad for Janssen. He was 2:37 down overall, though, in 54th. Just for that comparison. Now, Carolus, who is 40th overall at a minute 53. You're looking at healthy time gaps. But we're looking at a minute from 1st to 13th right now, meaning there's a real possibility to see swings of a minute or better, or a couple minutes within the field. Like Carolus, who's going to lose time today. He's 47 seconds down, though. Not too bad at this point. But that really poor draw, that prologue rating, like I said, is somewhat impactful here. And he's got a -5 on that one. He's got a -6 on the stamina. It's just making it really hard for Carolus to put in a quality time. Minute 29 down, 32nd. He'll be about 2 minutes down here at the finish. Tax it. Minute 59. 1 second better. Godinho takes 5th, 20 seconds down. He's the first rider in the higher rankings that has cracked the top 20. Kareem's still in the top 20. One more has. And I didn't see how high he got. I didn't see where they fit in at, but now's the time to start watching new names pop up in the rankings. Like Pogacar. Pogacar's here. He got third right now. Oh, gosh. Johannes Dalek. There was 3 more riders to go. I thought only 2 more riders have gone. +2. Exact expected race day condition. Relatively neutral. We'll take that. That's a 79 time trial and a 79 prologue and a 75 stamina. So he is guaranteed a 79 no matter which way you slice that apple. And that is going to set him up for a good time. His 12th place at a minute 1 is going to go forward. Pogacar is going to go forward, but he was well behind us. And we could and should be able to put in a close enough time to stay ahead of him, one would think. 12th place, just 9 seconds down at the first check. That's the quality of time. Second check. 5th place, 5 seconds. And he will have a little something left for a final push in that final kilometer or so. 4th place, 7 seconds. Wow, Johannes Dalek ahead of Martinez, ahead of Pogacar. Okay, he's got to overcome about 15 seconds to overtake these guys ahead of him. That's all he needs. And we're looking at somebody who's well over a minute down. He's ahead of him. Miguel, 2:51. We saw one more come in there. Didn't see where he placed, but we're ahead of at least 2 guys, which means we're into that top 10 for sure. McNulty, though, tops. First place by 24 seconds. McNulty is clearly on a fitness peak. Alaphilippe, 2:13 down. So we're not ahead of McNulty, that's for sure. I knew we wouldn't go top of the standings, but this is a very good time. We're well ahead of Valter. Valter was only that 15 or so seconds, so we should jump Valter in the standings quite easily. Mater, the late Gino, 1:30. Aurust, not a good time trial is. We're ahead of him. We needed more time to get him, 30 seconds, but we are well beyond the minute that would mean, because we're 30 seconds down. He's 2.5. Bowman, 132. We should be able to jump Bowman, but I don't know what his position was. He had a little more time to spare. 118 for Arts. I don't think we're going to jump Arts. He was about a minute ahead of us. I think we gained about 45 seconds. Gregoire only loses a minute. So, fourth? My guess is we're about 4th to 5th place. Johannes Dalek puts in a 5th place on the stage. McNulty, the only contender who gained time on us. But Martinez, we only gained 1 second. Latour, we only gained 4 seconds. So it's 5th place for Johannes Dalek, exactly where we needed him to be. 1 second ahead of Martinez. That was somebody we were on same time with. So it's McNulty, Gregoire, Arts, Latour, and Johannes Dalek. Pogacar doesn't even crack the top 10. He was far enough down. There's somewhat healthy gaps behind us, too. It quickly jumps to a minute 21 for Fred Wright. So, we've got nearly 40 seconds on those guys. Martinez is a definite threat because there's only 1 second separating us. There's at least one more climbing stage. What's the nature of it? I'm not entirely sure. I haven't looked closely. Pogacar only moved up to 16th. Minute 45 down. He had lost a big chunk of time before, and we're beating him. He is on a World Tour team, Telefon, and he's still only 30. He's got 82 medium mountain hills, 81 time trial. That's a result, folks. Finishing ahead of him. Things are good so far, but plenty of work to do if we're going to keep the top 5 that we've now positioned ourselves for. Great work so far. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.